Dexter's been moving the ball so easily all day. He finally laid a hit stick on Dexter on his last drive, forced him to fumble, but then Dexter recovered it, scored anyway.
Yeah, and there it is.
And then forces a fumble. Then Dexter forces a fumble and is able to recover it. That's got to be extremely frustrating if you're M5.
Absolutely, man. That's just something that you can't really control when that happens. That's just the luck of Madden. Sometimes be lucky than good. And hopefully I get a little luck my way because actually the playoff game I got to go 10-2. I hope to get some fumbles myself. RG. So I'm gonna have someone jump in. I'm gonna try to do my thing, and I'll see you guys later.
Good luck out there, K.
Appreciate it.
Right at the 31-yard line. Baldwin's lined up now as a slot receiver.
Oh man, that's a tough break. That's a tough break right there for M5, man. Not fun at all. But one thing that to the viewers watching at home, one thing that I've always stressed about great players is the problems, the house shoes, the young nephews, the big jeans, the great players that I've seen coming up in my days playing Madden are always able to get through those adversities. You get a fumble, you don't recover your fumble, you're dropping interceptions. Great players always seem to find a way to overcome that adversity. Let's see if M5 could dig down deep, overcome that, string of bad luck.
He halfway came through it. I mean, instead of giving up 7, he only gave up 3. It's a two-possession game. He's still in the game. It could be a lot worse. It could be down 14 points. So now he's only down 10 points. So after that turnover, he did hold Dexter to 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely.
So hopefully that can change the momentum for him, and he can.
Great point, Wes. That's a good way to start getting through that adversity. Get the turnover, but don't let him score a touchdown.
Exactly.
And if he could put a touchdown up on the board, he's a stop away from putting the pressure right back on Dexter. And that's what great players do.
Right.
If you want to elevate your game to, you could be good, you could become elite. But if you want to be great, you need to be able to overcome these adversities. And it's not an easy thing to do.
And he's moving. MF5 is moving the ball down the field, trying to get in a position to score. He's going to need 2 scores before this game's over to take the win.
And then here he goes, M5, and that famous gun trips tight end. Everybody's been running that all day. Nobody seemed to have an answer for it. And this is one of the reasons why that gun trips tight end is so effective, Wes.
Right.
It's one of those formations that it has a high-powered pass offense out of it, but it also has a very high-powered run offense with the halfback base and the counters and the draws. And, some people mix read options in there. I don't believe the Saints playbook obviously doesn't have a read option in it, but it's one of those formations that there's not many formations like that where you could pass very effectively and run very effectively.
Right. It's usually either balanced in one way or another.
Probably no better formation in the game.
Wow,
almost
what a
pick
play
by Dexter. Good lurk, but just not enough. And M5 answers right back, recognized the blitz, got rid of it quick, and he's on the board. He's going to need to stop here, Wes.
Yes, he's definitely going to need to stop. This next quarter and 10 seconds is going to be huge. And I guess Buck Sweep is taking the win over the Truth.
Buck Sweep prevailing over Truth.
The return was well covered, and it's a run back.
Truth isn't going to be too happy about that one, but Buck Sweep's tough, man. Buck Sweep's tough, Wes. I rode up here to the tournament with him. He's from Orlando. Really good guy. Class act all the way. Really loves Madden. Has a really strong passion for it.
And that's all that takes. You have a real strong passion for it. You spend quality time in the lab. You learn your scheme. You understand what you have to do to beat the top players, and you come to a tournament and you show out. And that's exactly what he's been doing all day.
Yeah, he has that mentality. When it comes to Buck Sweep, I truly believe this kid's not going to be just like a one-year wonder. He seems like somebody that's in it for the long haul. He really wants this glory. He really loves partaking in these events. And I see Buck Sweep being around for years to come when it comes to competitive Madden. And gosh, Dexter had A wide open down the field. Didn't see him, throws into coverage, and M5 overcoming the adversity.
Definitely. And a lot of people, you can go back to him stopping him after his turnover, forced him to a field goal. that changed the momentum of the game, and especially after he scored, that changed the momentum back to MF5's side, and Dexter made a bad read, didn't throw to the open guy, and he had a crib shot, pick 6. Now we have a tight game, ladies and gentlemen, with 3 minutes and 46 seconds left in the fourth quarter. We got Dexter and MF5 going in an offensive juggernaut battle.
Look at there's over 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game. These guys already have 80 points on the board.
Unbelievable. And this is in the final 32. And
no, I believe this is the final 16 game because
yes,
I believe Dexter already won a playoff
Dexter
game.
won, and MF5 had a bye.
Unless Dexter was one of those players that I think some people had to play an extra game. I'm not sure. We could get clarification from Armando in a moment here. But for now, let's focus in on Dexter. I mean, he needs to make it happen right here, and he can't take a field goal right here. He doesn't. No way does he want 3. This is 4 down. Yeah, this is 4 down territory. He wants that touchdown.
And also, you're going to take as much time off the clock before you score that touchdown, but you got to make sure that your focus is the touchdown.
Yes.
Not just the clock.
Absolutely. Well said, Wes. Well said.
He's moving around in motion. And MF5 is actually stepping up his defense, and his defense has gotten a burst in this after that turnover. His defense has definitely stepped it up. His back was against the wall. He was down 10 points, and now he is up by 4 points.
Yeah, great game by these guys. The focus on both of them is so real right now. You can see neither one of them is blinking. They're just both really focused. You get up, you take a look at them, and they're just locked in.
Yeah.
You love to see that much.
MF5 is definitely locked in, and he is Dexter. He's no slouch whatsoever. I mean, he's finding his reads. I mean, he made a bad read the last possession, and he ended up costing him 7 points. But he's back on the move, and he's trying to get into the end zone to win this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And real quick, Wes, just go back on the focus of these guys. You look at them, neither one of them's talking too much. I don't think either one of them said a word during the entire game. Neither one of them's pretty much blinked.
I saw a little emotion after that pick 6 from MF5. Yeah, I mean, but that was a huge play.
That's a huge play. But the point is, this is when you get 2 guys that are really focused like these 2 are and have put the work in that these 2 have. You can tell they've obviously put a lot of preparation coming to this tournament. They're up to par in all aspects of the game. These are the kind of games you get. These, nail biter, come down to the fourth quarter, down to the last 2 minutes, because they're just both such killers. They're both so focused. Not one of them's not, getting over carried away or whatnot. This is a true hell game, Wes.
Definitely. This is a true hell game, a hell game shootout, which you don't see too often. Usually when you describe hell games, it's like 14-7 or, 21-21 where it's tight like this. But these guys have been putting up the points and been doing a great job in just offensive skill. And it was a nice little strategy by Dexter. He had the lane to get into that end zone to score, but he kind of veered inside, got tackled, and took some more time off the clock, not leaving MF5 with a bunch of time to score.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite him.
And we've seen all different kind of scenarios where, you have the touchdown, you didn't get it, and then it comes back to haunt you. So you have to make sure that you know exactly what you're doing.
There he goes, shotgun
Beast
run.
Mode is lowering his head and almost
mode
gets into the end zone.
On the 2-yard line. And there goes down
MF5
5.
definitely takes a timeout. Very smart move.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he might even want to give up the touchdown, honestly. Because at this point, he could, put a goal line stand together, but honestly, the way these guys have been moving on offense, I'd just go ahead and let them score and just take my chances.
You see Lockdown kind of lurking in the background there. Maybe he's scouting for a potential next-round matchup. Hopefully we get to see Lockdown play again later tonight. The stiff-arm guru himself literally changed the way people play this game this year when he burst onto the tournament scene with his I-Twin Saints power. Super effective, super tough.
And
hopefully we get to see him again.
He's going to use his last timeout. It's going to be 3rd and goal. And this is a big, huge play for MF5. Both these guys, this is a huge play. And this could definitely determine the game.
lines up here.
So ballsy.
And well, MF5 has a full minute, which is an eternity in Madden time, to get down the field and get a field goal to tie this game up. At least take it to overtime.
Yeah. And one thing, I've been in moments before where people have taken knees on me and, try to milk the clock out. If M5 could have made a play right there and forced Dexter into a fourth down, that would have been huge, because there's no better feeling than making somebody, kind of regret that maneuver right there. I've been in situations where these guys are taking their knee, they run the ball, hit stick fumble, I pick it up, and then it's like the greatest feeling in the world.
Adrenaline rush like no other.
You want to call him a dummy, but you don't want to be rude or anything. But it's like it feels really good.
I had a situation.
Feels really good to prevail
when
in
I
that
played
situation.
Barron in the last tournament here, where he's wasting clock, running clock. I'm up by like maybe 4 points or something like that, where he had to score, and he forces it to fourth down. I use all my timeouts, and
play.
wow. These
play.
guys are just offensive gurus. I mean, these guys are just moving the ball down the field. I mean, slicing each other's defense like butter.
Okay, continue the story real quick, Wes.
And so Barron takes me, use all of my timeouts, and then all of a sudden, I come out in my defense on fourth down, and he ends up throwing a pick. And he regretted the decision by, he had an opportunity to score. I almost let him score, but he did not take that opportunity. He wanted to waste the clock and leave me with no time left, and then he ended up costing him in the end.
How good did it feel?
Oh man, my legs were shaking. It was so great. And then also last year in Vegas, my first game, I was playing a guy in the first round, and he it's a situation where I had scored. He had enough time to kick a field goal to get the win, but it would have been a long field goal. He wanted to get a couple extra yards to get in field goal position, but he used all his timeouts. I come out in a 4-6 cover 3, and I tried to contain the corners because I knew I didn't want Kaepernick to run around. And next thing you know, he throws it right into the cover 3, and I pick 6, end the game. Whole crowd goes wild. It's an adrenaline rush like no other when you get a win, and then you have the people cheering and they're watching your game. It's almost like you're a star.
That's what it's all about, Wes. Great story, but we got to focus in right here, because M5 is not only trying to tie this game, he's going for the win, and he's trying to get into the end zone right here. He's only at the 20-yard line.
And it's 13 seconds
and he goes
left.
and he drops it. And he has to be very careful right here. He doesn't want to take a sack.
Or definitely doesn't want to take a sack. And definitely
it will become a nail biter if he could get that field goal off or not. So
he does definitely not want to get tackled inbounds. And this could be the game, ladies and gentlemen.
For the snap. They motion the receiver around to the other side. He'll fire it out to the left.
Oh my goodness, what no better way for the game to end than the most dramatic play I've seen all day.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And Michael Crabtree got hurt catching that ball.
And he gets hurt catching the ball. How much more dramatic can it get? What a game by these two fierce competitors. We got to get these two guys up here after this. I mean, this was amazing, man. These two guys, I can't wait to see these guys at future tournaments. I hope that, they're in it for the long haul, because this is one of the most entertaining games I've seen at my time here at the AtlantaGamerSociety. I had a little bit of concern about putting up some relatively unknowns, on the stream for the public to see. No regrets about it now. Both of these guys truly delivered. Great game.
Awesome game. And and it's not over yet. I mean, the way these guys, anything can happen in these last 6 seconds. We'll see. I mean, hopefully he'll drop back in a quarter 3 deep and covered everything that's going long.
Like we said earlier, for those at home that aren't high level players, in this situation where you're trying to just not give up the touchdown or a big play, quarters 3 deep, man up 3 deep. That is the defense to run. That's what he ran there, and that ends the game.
Dexter played an awesome game, and so did MF5.
Let's see if we can get these guys to come up.